Okay, dear Korean people, thank you for bringing us um K-pop and stuff like that, and most likely freaking LG products and all that stuff. But then I might just say that this is one thing that I'm saying. Look, I am not against you guys or something like. Sorry to misinterpret your successes or something like that. I'm just saying, cheering for the Japan team or something like that. I mean, this is it. This is it. What it is with the bandwagon of all this stuff. We are now facing. I am Colombian American, but we are now facing what's going on is something suitable. Have you seen all these statues going down, taken down in Europe? And you have said something about taking something down that is the patrimony or something like that from one country that you have bashed, and then that's okay. What we need is compassionate. I mean, it's from a country that I wanted to visit. Hey, first time I have a crush is one of your girls. You know, that's my first crush. But yeah, Christina, scene. Yeah, I know, but that's her name. That's the chick that I had a crush with, right? It was a Korean chick, right? I thought she was Japanese or something like that. But then, all of a sudden, when I've seen this on TV, they're taking down the statue of Christopher Columbus, and they're taking down. I don't want anything about this political correctness agenda. Okay? What I don't want is to take yourselves with black people and use that opportunity to say, let the US and the rest of the world not to use the rising sun flag. I don't want anything to do with it because it is what it is. If you've seen it as a Confederate flag, the Confederate flag is the swastika for black people. You put it this way, that I don't want to see is this nonsense going through. Nonsense. Oh, look, the rising sun flag were used for Black American POWs, and then you say about Black American POWs being used or mistreated by the Japanese forces during World War II, and they freaking kill black Japanese. Black American POWs, and or saying that something historic with the rising sun flag, a gun from the 16th century. Saying about the gun from the 16th century with the rising sun flag, who killed Yasuke. That you say, oh yeah, and look, the true history is they have the rising sun flag in the gun, and that gun is the first time that the Japanese use a handgun, and he killed Yasuke, and then they put the gun. Guns wasn't that so developed, but they put the gun underneath the rising sun flag, so that gun killed Yasuke. That means you're trying to push more into it, because if you have noticed that your history, it means yes, you were part of them. I mean, put it that way, some nut job from, I'm not saying the Puerto Rican people, but some nut guys at job, some days come and says, oh look, let's just blame the American military for raping Puerto Rican women. That's kind of odd. That's kind of odd, because you rape your own women, and the like we have this, put it away, this comparing Korea with Puerto Rico in some kind of thing like You fight for the same army or something like that during World War II. Your ancestors. That's whatever the case may be. But you just put yourselves in the position of saying, "Oh, look, this is." Yourself putting on the news about genetics, putting genetics, a black dude and a Korean dude, they say that the DNA equals the same genetics as a black person, or is saying some tribe in Africa have the furthest ancestors to the Korean people, and come up with this BS and baloney, and they say, okay, these swing, people who have Asian features are in Africa are ethnically Korean, and then you come up, let's ban the Rising Sun flag, or take down the Yasukuni Shrine in Japan because of this BLM movement. All right, this political correctness nonsense that was going on, just because some cop killed an individual, most likely would end up being a black person, would say and put with your agenda, tossing this political correctness that you guys are ethnically black by genetics, having the same code. Technically, it's the same code to a tribe in Africa that is your kind. It's kind of nonsense, right? So the thing is you're going after the Rising Sun flag, and then somebody who is going to BLM. This political correctness nonsense. Okay, let's tear down the Yasukuni Shrine. Look, they killed freaking Black American POWs. Let's take down the Yasukuni Shrine because these people worship these guys, honor these guys who killed Black American POWs. Or let's tarnish the Rising Sun flag because of your agenda going on, right? And then you're saying that you are related to some tribe in Africa. All right? So the meaning of all this, just leave that flag alone. If it bothers you, if it's, you know what it is, sometimes you gotta see that whatever your agenda is with topics. The thing is trying to get along with people. All this nonsense going on, or naming a body of water known to you guys is called the East Sea. We all know it as the Sea of Japan. And then saying that let's get rid of the Rising Sun flag, take down the Yasukuni Shrine. They worship people. They honor Japanese soldiers that killed Black American POWs. That under the Rising Sun flag they killed Black American POWs, and that under a Rising Sun flag they have a gun that has a Rising Sun flag, Rising Sun flag in it. Under that they kill a black samurai. You said that the truth is that actually Yasuke, the black samurai, got killed by a gun. A gunshot, and then that gun that killed Yasuke is wrapped around the Rising Sun flag, and then here we go. Let's get rid of the Rising Sun flag. Let's get rid of that. Because on the Rising Sun flag, they have a gun that killed a black samurai. Get it? And then you said, oh yeah, because the guy want to sleep with the wife or whatever it is. Yasuke want to sleep with a wife or whatever it is, or whatever, or the girlfriend, or some general, and then they said they use a gun, an effing gun, and then that gun that is not from the 16th century or the 15th century is a handgun. Somebody use it, and they use it on Yasuke, and then they put it underneath, wrap it up in the Rising Sun flag. Yeah, and then you're gonna make up that story too, just to say, here we go. Let's ban the rising sun flag in the United States because they use it to kill a black samurai with a gun. Yeah, with a gun from that era. They use it to mistreat black American POWs during World War II in Asia. And that's what that's what you could come up with that. Or that your genetic codes leads to a tribe in Africa, that these tribes in Africa that look Asian are ethnically Koreans. The only thing is a different shade. Just to saying, ban the rising sun flag. I mean, I'm not against anybody. I'm not against you guys. But I would say this is if people could get along regardless of that, regardless of race, regardless of making up these political correctness agendas. And this political correctness agendas has nothing to more likely ban some things. Okay, use the swastika. Some people use the swastika and it's inappropriate. It just, it bothers the Jewish people. The Confederate flag is a swastika for the black people. The rising sun flag, it bothers you? I know if it bothers you, I mean, you're gonna take it further. You're gonna take it further that the rising sun flag was used to kill Yasuke, a black samurai, who is a really badass samurai from Japan. And that with that gun that they killed him, there's a rising sun. The rising sun flag is in there, and they put it in that gun, and it says, "Oh, look, they use let's ban the rising sun flag." This gun, because somebody used that gun to kill that black samurai, the black person. They killed Yasuke, and then ban the rising sun flag, and then you go and it says ban the rising sun flag because that flag also been used to mistreat or killed black American POWs, and with their severed heads are covered under the rising sun flag. Or take it further to the Civil War, that the Japanese were in favor of the Confederates. And they use the rising sun flag. What the hell? I mean, do not fall for this. And people going to BLM, and you think that you freaking said that you want to believe the genetics that Koreans are further distances of a tribe that look like have Asian features, and that tribe are further ancestors from the Korean people, then I mean you're gonna believe, you're gonna get brainwashed, and then oh yeah, this is the rising sun flag. That's a shame because under that flag they kill black people. That's nonsense. That's effing nonsense. Because I know what it is. This is not just a video that you say you're going to, because Random Yoko did a video. He said you're going against them. Look, I'm not against anybody, but it is what it is. You have to talk to me, or you have to say, look, let's make it up. If I want to hear that nonsense pretty sooner or later, tear down the Hirohito, the statue of Hirohito, and tear down because Hirohito killed black American POWs, or that the rising sun flag were to be killed American POWs, I mean black American POWs, or that under the rising sun flag there was a gun being used to kill Yasuke, and then that says, this is a really old gun. This is true Japanese history. And you said you believe they have your hidden Japanese history. Right? All it is that you use the rising sun flag to say that's your Confederate flag. That flag is the Confederate flag for Korean people or for Chinese people. It's over. It's nothing more than flag that they use for their navy. We're not here to come and say, okay, yes, taking down names of the Confederacy or something like that, or that the Navy or the U.S. Navy keep on using the Confederate flag. If you see that the U.S. Navy using the Confederate flag, is you're saying that like this is the Japanese Navy or whatever they call the Marine forces, that they use their naval flag similar to the U.S. Navy using the Confederate flag, right? You are just comparing the rising sun flag that the Japanese Navy used to saying that the U.S. Navy used the Confederate flag of the Confederate States. That's just a comparison to saying nobody's gonna freaking use this kind of crap, and they say, oh yeah, like the Japanese JDM, or they say could I use it? They say they're gonna freaking just because of you, Korean people. You're gonna take this to the measure that this flag, the rising sun flag, will be used to kill Black American POWs. You consider yourself further this, or say or they say that by genetics Koreans are black. Put away, by genetics Koreans are black, that you are related to some tribe in Africa, that these ancestors who are black, who have these Asian features, relates to the people of Korea. And then you go and say, ban that flag here in America. Ban that flag in other parts of the world. Take down the Yasuke shrine. When I see that one day, taking down the Yasuke shrine, the rising sun flag has been murdered. Like black people been murdered under the rising sun flag, Black American POWs, a gun used during the 16th century that they killed a black samurai has the rising sun, and they put it under the rising sun flag, and other nonsense, even to include that these tribes from Africa who have Asiatic features in the eyes are the descendants that trace to the Asian ancestors of Korean people. It's just to say, ban that flag. I mean, it's already been crazy. I know I support the cause. I support that. I don't want to use discrimination to attack discrimination. Because, I mean, you need to stop discrimination, but you need to stop discriminating towards Japanese people. Just to be like that, you still going to do that, alright? That way, seeing the rising sun flag like it's the Confederate flag for black people, or like this the swastika, the Nazi flag for the Jewish people, is kind of nonsense. And putting yourself to be related to some African tribe, there are some Asiatic features in the eyes, that those people are mostly racially, that has the same DNA genetics going to trace into the Korea. It's kind of nonsense to just say, let's ban the rising sun flag. The day they're gonna see it, the day they're gonna do it, I might just say, I'm just gonna keep myself at home. Or they say, if I wear it, the day that they're gonna kick my ass for wearing a rising sun flag, it seems pretty cool, is that you has going up to say, this flag has been used to kill black people. That means getting my ass kicked wearing a Rising Sun flag because of you guys. Because of you guys says, oh yeah, you are tracing genetics relating to some tribe in Africa. That's kind of nonsense. I mean, all we need to do is to take this BLM political correctness nonsense within you, saying that the Rising Sun flag has killed black people. Yasuke being Yasuke got killed by a gun that is a black person who is a samurai, and that the gun is folded, taken out under the Rising Sun flag, the gun that killed Yasuke, or that black American POWs were killed and their severed heads were covered under the Rising Sun flag. And all this nonsense was going on with this. Forget it. Don't brainwash. You have really brainwashed, or just saying, okay, this is going on to the Ice Cube song, Black Korea. It is. You are Black Korea. You are Black Korea because you're gonna take this into a stand to use the Rising Sun flag to be banned in the United States. You're taking it to a stand that the Rising Sun flag is banned in the United States. You're putting yourselves in the spot to say that this tribe, African tribe that is have Asiatic eye features, are traced to the people of Korea. Stop with this nonsense. It's time for us to get together regardless of what. Because we are all human beings, and in fighting discrimination, we need to get together and stop with these political correctness agenda. Groups that have political correctness, that's all BS. Folks, I mean, it's time to get together. I know what it is. Don't let this thing be an Ice Cube song. And you people who are trying to defend your Rising Sun flag for some reason, let the Navy don't be obligated to other people or even the UN trying to go to the political correctness agenda that's saying that this flag has killed black people and you don't need to use it. It's better off to be ignored with ignoring like this political correctness nonsense, because this political correctness nonsense is going too far away, and and we need to everybody needs to get together. I love everybody. I don't discriminate towards certain people, but I'm just warning you people that you want to use this BLM political correctness BS towards saying that the Rising Sun flag were like that black American POWs are killed under the Rising Sun flag, that the Yasuke black samurai was killed by a gun that has a rising sun that labels that the Rising Sun flag, or that your genetics that your tribe of genetics tribes from Africa with these genetics that have the same genetic code of some tribe in Africa that traces to the people of Korea. So goodbye, take care. Please subscribe to the Embargo Man channel and hit the bell button, because enough is enough. We need to get together. You know, it's because united we stand as one world. We are all just one world. And don't forget with this island nonsense, you gotta like take it to court and huggy. I mean, we all have issues. Goodbye and fight for your rights. That's it. Take care, everybody. Bye.